Good evening, everyone. It is my desire to be the next DNC chair, and I just want to give you all a little bit of something that's been on my heart here over the last couple of days. You fight on, you fight on, you fight on, you fight on. When your government is doing you wrong, you fight on, oh, you fight on.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, MICCA, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. So I wanted to come on and talk about the DNC Leadership Forum because the DNC Leadership Forum will decide who leads the DNC. Now, when I tell you this was a wild occasion, a wild event, it was just in a disarray, all right? I want you guys to see how this all started. When I tell you it was all the usual, racism, white supremacy, watch how this all started. Take a look.
Recognize that our country was built on indigenous lands and home.
My people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are sick and tired of being the last one hired and the first one fired. We are sick and tired of the word white, working class, being a code word for whiteness. We are tired, and this is our time for us to rise up. One people, one nation, under the divine, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking, and I would love your attention. There is a Black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
Good evening, Democrats. Look up here. 3 strong Black women standing before you. 3 Black women who, rather than just grabbing a chair, ran for chair.
Te quiero mucho, Papa. Gracias por todo. My name is Artie Blanco, Freddie Blanco's daughter. Vote for me for vice chair.
Look at this room, y'all. Truly take it in. This is the Democratic Party. We are our strongest when we stand together.
We are in a time in this country when our democracy and our rights are under attack. We're at a time where Black and brown people, women, and other minorities are being blamed for everything that's wrong with this country.
So let's fight together for a stronger and more inclusive Democratic Party. Good afternoon, DNC. Let me say something. Over the last several days, we've seen what happens when we have the wrong people in powerful places. And so today, I ask for your support and electing me as your DNC vice chair because in a time of crisis, leadership matters. My people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are sick and tired of being the last one hired and the first one fired. We are sick and tired of the...
And I've spent the last 15 years fighting for the American people, all 340 million of them.
Work to do to organize, show up, and win. And that is why I'm asking the people who have stood with me in this ride, because you know the work that I do to protect the vote.
All right, so you guys just saw that. Like, you can't make this stuff up. We are sick and tired. We are sick and tired. Like, I was like, what? Like, this is the Democratic Party. When I tell you that was the beginning, that was the beginning, all right? Like, I couldn't make this stuff up. I'm telling you, that was the beginning. So the next thing on the list, when I tell you it didn't get any better from here, they decided that, hey, we're going to go now and move on to the forum portion, right? Where they talk with, to, and in front of an audience. This, again, is at Georgetown University. And when I tell you it didn't go the way they wanted, it didn't go the way they wanted. Watch how they tried to ask questions to the candidates, and the audience was not having it. Here we go.
And we'll begin with the opening statements. Each candidate will have 30 seconds, and we'll start with Dr. Quintessa Hathaway.
Take it away.
Good evening, everyone. It is my desire to be the next DNC chair. And I just want to give you all a little bit of something that's been on my heart here over the last couple of days. You fight on, you fight on, you fight on, you fight on. When your government is doing you wrong, you fight on, oh, you fight on.
I feel so sorry for that lady down there in the corner. She got to sign language that nonsense. They asked you to do an opening. What does this mean? Like, I don't know what this means. You want to be the DNC chair. You want to lead the party. And all you're doing is a song, that you kind of stole the melody from a Negro spiritual for people that were enslaved or even after slavery. Like, this is annoying. Like, the pandering has to stop. Really.
I believe we need leadership that's ready for a crisis. And I believe I'm that leader. As we mourn this tremendous loss of life, we have a president who is spewing fear, who is spewing lies into an extremist narrative of hate. And I think the largest and biggest threat that we have to national security is the Republican Party. We need to push back with everything we got, and my intention is to dismantle this propaganda lie machine. I hope I can get your vote.
Now, he's saying the biggest threat to the United States is the Republican Party. He knows that is a bald-faced lie, okay? Now, you know that the Republican Party is the party that is in power, and they have the White House, the Senate, the House. Yes, they have all of those three branches of government, and the DNC cannot take it. The DNC doesn't want to admit its failures. The DNC doesn't want to admit where it went wrong, even though people in the DNC have been telling them exactly what they've been doing wrong. They don't want to listen, and this is the reason why the Democratic Party is where it is, in the trash.
I'm going to kick off our questioning tonight. And I will just have you know, we are going to ask the questions from this stage. There will be a moment where we will take questions from the audience, but I would ask, thank you so much. We appreciate your enthusiasm. We are going to ask the questions from this stage. We'll ask that you please take a seat. This is a question we're going to ask. All right, we're going to ask that question. We understand. We understand that there are many issues that people are very passionate about, and we are going to endeavor to get to all of those tonight.
Now, if you guys couldn't hear it, the person in the audience wanted to know why the Democratic Party keeps accepting billionaire money and why they can't get that money out of the elections. Now, the Democrats will have you believe that this is Donald Trump, this is the rest of the Republicans, that the Democrats, no, they only have good money, right? They don't take any money from billionaires. They take small donations, right? At the end of the day, they all take money from big donors, all right? Whether millionaires, billionaires, they take it all. It doesn't matter.
President Trump has unleashed a flood of executive orders, like just a couple. He's attempted to end birthright citizenship. He's attempted to eliminate DEI programs, although I'm unsure what DEI stands for. He has frozen congressionally appropriated aid. He has pardoned 1,500 January 6th defendants just today. He took to the White House press briefing room to speak disparagingly during a tragedy. I'm going to start with the show of hands question. Who thinks that the Democratic Party, the Democrats, have responded sufficiently to Donald Trump's first almost 11 to 10 days in office? Show of hands.
The Democratic Party as a whole did not respond at all. A profound dereliction of political responsibility. In terms of specific Democrats, whether it has to do with J.B. Pritzker, Governor Walz has been great, Jasmine Crockett's been great. There have been some wonderful statements. Chris Murphy out of Connecticut has been great. But there's no cohesive message. And that's what the Democratic National Committee needs to be. We have some golden threads, but we need to build the loom. And that's what I would do as chair, is to collate and curate all these really quite extraordinary voices that we have in the Democratic Party. Right now, what has happened has only increased the decline and the sense that the Democrats don't know what they're doing. I feel, actually, no matter which of us gets there, that will end next week.
Only thing that's going to go on next week is the Democrats are going to be where they have been since the 2024 election results, okay? You guys have been in the trash. And that's because, well, kind of like you said, your messaging is in the trash, but your actions are in the trash as well. You don't do what you say. Sleepy Joe and Kamala did not help you guys, all right? And Kamala's campaign was just atrocious. So no, you guys are in the trash. So they kept going on down the line from candidate to candidate talking about Donald Trump again and again and again. And the audience decided, since you were not going to answer our question about the billionaires, we're going to do what we did before. We're going to interrupt.
I want to take a look back to the last election cycle. You do not, pardon me. Thank you all so much. We appreciate, can I note, we appreciate your enthusiasm, and we have a number of questions we'd like to get to. If you would please take a seat, ma'am. If you're willing to stay silent, we would love to have you stay. But we have a number of questions that we're going to ask. And please, you all don't know what we're asking. No one has seen our questions on this stage. Give us an opportunity to get the questions from these candidates and the answers that we all know you want. I see my Sunrise family over here. Give us an opportunity to ask the questions, please. Thank you. As I was saying.
This lady is so condescending, all right? Because she thinks she has all of the answers. You're not listening to the audience. The audience is your constituents, all right? And they are telling you they don't want to hear about Donald Trump. They want to hear about what you are going to do. What in my Baltimore tone, what you are going to do, all right? Meaning your core audience, the people you are speaking to are tired. I mean, people who are conservative, we've been tired, and we told them, hey, we're moving along, Donald Trump. However, the people that did not vote for Donald Trump and still on the Democratic plantation for whatever reason are now waking up to see that the billionaires and everybody over there, you know, the people that they call the oligarchies, they're over there with the Democrats, and they're tired of hearing that. And so they're going to keep interrupting you. And then she tried to change it and say, well, if you just be quiet. No, they want to hear exactly what she said when she got up walking with the police. We want to hear that you stand with us and not the billionaires. But they're not going to tell you that. Not at all. So on top of that, one of the candidates decided to go ahead and chastise the group for talking over them. They're like, hey, if you want us to really do something, you have to agree with us. Like, we signed your projects that you wanted us to sign. Like, stop talking. I'm just like, this is the most condescending thing ever. But MSNBC went along with it, and they got interrupted yet again. When I tell you it's a mess, it's a mess.
The number one communication that anyone gets from the Democratic Party is a fundraising solicitation or a near fundraising solicitation, sign a petition, and then it's just a fundraising solicitation. If you want to do real work to beat Robert Kennedy from getting confirmed, which I absolutely do, that's really hard to do when people are flooding the zone with scammy asks. I know it's not a very big issue in the grand scheme of the climate, but if we can't talk to each other, then we can't solve anything. And we can't talk to each other because of this.
Thank you. I want to ask specifically about something that came up. We're going to continue to go forward. I want to ask specifically about something that came up during the election. And I will direct this question to you, Governor O'Malley, and to you, Mr. Martin. We're going to continue to go forward. About 1/3 of Donald Trump's advertising, campaign advertising in October of 2004. Pardon me. We'll wait a second. You all work for billionaires or working people? You work for billionaires or young people like me? Raise your hand if you'll get billionaires out of our country. Thank you. So we're going to continue on. Again, about 1/3 of the Trump campaign advertising in October of 2024 was dedicated to, and I'm going to use quotes here, gender-changing surgeries for a small number of trans, incarcerated, and undocumented immigrants. These particular... And Democrats are still taking money from the arsonists.
Wow. Like, just wow. Somebody in the audience said the Democrats are still taking money from the arsonists. So they are saying that those California wildfires, a lot of it is caused by arsonists, all right? They like to talk about climate change and all of this stuff. And these are liberals in the audience, all right? These are liberals, all right? They have all the Sunrise Group and all these other climate groups, and I mean, just all types of different liberals, teachers unions, all these people are in the audience, and they are giving them hell. I love it. They are saying that California wildfires are being caused by arsonists, and the Democrats are taking money for it because they want this smart city. So it's destroying all the places that the Democrats would need to invoke this smart city. This is the liberals. These are not Republicans saying any of this conspiracy theory, whatever stuff. These are liberals. They're going at MSNBC's bald-headed reasoning, as you can see. Look at her. And then they're going at the Democrats on the stage. They want to hear about the billionaires. They stated it again. They said, are you guys for people like me or not? We're teachers. Like, they're yelling this in the crowd. They're tired. And I do mean they're tired. But, you know, she's not going to let this up. She's just looking at it like, I'm trying to do my job. Ma'am, you're supposed to be there for the people. But we know that the Democrats don't care anything about the people. They just want the money. All right. All the bald-headed reasoning in the world is not going to save Simone Sanders and the crew.
And Democrats are still taking money from the incarcerated.
You know,
look at him. Look at Mally.
40 years ago, don't shake your head like that. You've been on here for how long now?
He said, don't shake your head like that. Don't shake your head. He's talking to O'Malley. He said, how long have you been a Democrat and you're still taking money from these donors, the teachers unions? We're here. We're voting for you and you're doing nothing for us. When I tell you they're on their necks, they're on their necks.
And we didn't betray that establishment.
I think it's important to say here.
They said
I
they're
think
getting
it's important
betrayed
to
by
say
the
here.
establishment.
We respect people's opinions.
Right.
No, you
And
don't.
it is definitely understandable that there is a lot of passion in this moment because the issues in this moment is so, the stakes are high.
The stakes are high and the issues are very important. And look, I can understand why people want to jump up and yell out their questions to these people who hope to lead the party. But
I guess my quick, can you? Let's talk about the climate emergency. Okay, hello. Let's get to the climate emergency. Let's get to the climate emergency. Jen Psaki, excuse me. We're going to skip ahead. Jen Psaki's going to ask about the climate. We're going to go to climate. Let's go.
We'd like to ask some of these questions. If you can just give us a moment. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate you all being here. I just want to restate.
Come on with the climate, Jen Psaki.
We want to hear your opinions. We're just asking the questions so you can all hear from these candidates and people at home can hear. Okay, let me start by asking a question more formally that someone asked. Thank you all. Obviously, fundraising, as you all know, is a big part of the role of the Democratic National Party's chair. It's a very important part of the discussion we want to talk about. It's a challenge because it's funds state parties, but also you have to make decisions about who you will take money from. So we'll be discussing that in just a moment. Just want to make sure everybody can hear at home. Okay.
If you didn't hear what he said, peace out. That's what he said. Because they're tired. They're tired. You guys are not asking or even giving the questions that they want you to give. You said you were going to start talking about climate and you're still talking about Donald Trump. You're still talking about it. You're still pivoting to that. They don't want to hear it. How many times do they have to tell you this? All right, you guys. So we're at the part where they have closing statements, and we know all good things don't come from the DNC. All right. But I want you to hear their closing statements. However, I want you to hear the funniest one. Watch this.
Dr. Hathaway.
Americans are the most loyal voting bloc of the Democratic Party. The South is our kingdom, and it is ours to win. In similar words to Mr. Fred Hampton, you may not vote for a revolutionary DNC, but you can't stop the revolution. And in similar words, as the great Miss Harriet Tubman, to give you all some encouragement. If you see the dogs coming, keep going. If you see the torches in the woods, keep going. If you see them shouting at you,
thank you, Dr. Hathaway.
Keep going.
You are at time. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. That concludes our forum. We want to thank the candidates for their time. My co-host, good night.
It's so funny because even MSNBC didn't even want to hear that. They was like, thank you, good night, right? Because she's invoking, again, Harriet Tubman, Fred Hampton, all the people that actually did something for the Black Americans here. And she's trying to use that as a means to go and vote for her. Why? Like, why? But this is the DNC, ladies and gentlemen. This is their form. So you guys just saw all of that. So here are my thoughts. Let's pour it up. As funny as that was to watch, it was long and grueling, and it just didn't make any sense, all right? Their own constituents are sitting there yelling at them, telling them that they're not even talking about the right stuff. They don't care. They don't care. And this is why they lost in 2024. Donald Trump may not be the person that they wanted to vote for, but they can clearly see that the DNC has fallen all the way down. They are taking money from big donors. And I do mean big billionaires, to the point where they had way more money than Donald Trump had, and they can see it. All right. Those liberals in that audience were mad, and they actually did a little bit of homework, and they tried to hold them accountable. Now, MSNBC tried to railroad it, but at the end of the day, they had to go ahead and answer the questions that the audience wanted answered. You know, their constituents, the people that they are supposed to be fighting for. Me, I didn't have a problem with it. Not only was this entertaining, but I was glad to see their own constituents stand up to them. So I'm here for it. But I could be wrong. So you guys get down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this whole thing from beginning to end. When I tell you it was hilarious, it was hilarious. I loved it. It was funny. However, what's not funny is that these are the people that are trying to lead our country. We have to keep them out. We have to keep them out. Vance 2028, or you'll have those as leaders. You guys get down in the comments. Let me know. It's your girl, MICCA, and I'm out. Peace.